It's Wednesday, November 19th, 2025. I am at Joel Pearl, and it's time to get in the weeds. TheJoelPearl.com on Blue Sky. One time I will remember it and put it all together in the intro, but here I am. This is what you get. It's like I said, wonderful Wednesday, a busy one for us. Yesterday was busy. I was sick. If you can't hear it, I'm kind of sick, but I'm okay. I'm here to work, baby. I'm here to do everything. No two-show Joel this week, baby. I got stuff to do. Jeremy Lambert's here. He knows. He knows. How you doing?
Tired, Joel. Very tired. I didn't stay up late last night or anything. It was a busy day yesterday, so there was that. It's been a busy morning. I'm exhausted. You know what I mean?
I do. I woke up. I think it was so Sunday over Monday. I woke up in the middle of the night and had that when you just swallow and you feel that not the tickle but the sore throat. I had this. I knew it. I was thinking about this earlier. It was how I was gonna phrase this, and I knew you were gonna be a kid about this. Damn you. Anyway, I had that.
I'm being a kid about something else, but all right, fine. You had a tickle in your throat. There's some.
Not the tickle. I had the sore throat. And I was like, oh, something's coming. And then this morning, or Tuesday morning, I woke up and I was like, by Monday night I felt not great, and then by Tuesday I was like, no, I'm gonna be knocked on my ass. So it got even worse, Jeremy. We woke up early, 6:30. The plan was I had to take my kid to the dentist for his 6-month checkup / cleaning. We got there early, on time, whatever you want to call it. We were there, and they were like, oh, you're not in the system. Oh, you're actually scheduled for next Tuesday. And I was like, okay. And they said, well, we could take you today because we just had a cancellation. I'm like, that's perfect. Let's do it. Got the kid all set up and, took his jacket off and all that stuff, parked the stroller. And then the other receptionist calls me over and says, so you have insurance here? Yeah, I do. Do you mind if because you're not 6 months to the day, you'll be paying the full amount? And I was like, I don't want to do that. So we left and I took him to school, and now we have to go back next Tuesday because it will have been the 6 months to the day just to do this stupid teeth cleaning at the dentist. I feel bad for my kid, but I was also sick. So I took him to school, and then I went to bed and I slept for a while because I was exhausted. I slept till 1, got online, saw your messages about what the clips were, started on that, and I stayed up to listen to Tony Khan, and we'll talk about that with Ariel Helwani. Got to NXT, got through NXT, said to myself, I wish last week was the week where they did the live and then the taped, because at least then I could have zipped through NXT because it would have already been up in full by like 7:30 in the morning. But instead, I watched through it, and here we are. I'm alive. And I'm okay.
I'm glad you're alive. Glad you're okay, allegedly.
Makes one of us.
Yeah. You're not glad you're alive? You're not glad you're okay?
Oh, I'm alive. The alive part's all right. The okay part is,
Oh, okay.
All
right.
What's so funny?
Nothing.
You've been having the giggles.
My wife is texting me.
Oh,
so...
those kind of giggles. I get it. You perverts.
Jeez.
You people are.
Oh, that's why I'm so exhausted this morning, Joel.
Oh, Jesus. I knew I could count on you to be the worst. Remember the part where I said I'm happy to be alive? I take it back with that statement. Good Lord. People are so sweet. Hey,
I hear her in the other room because we're on delay. I just hear her go, oh my God.
Well, no comments. I didn't say it. It wasn't me. This was you. You offered up this information.
What are we doing today?
Well, I'm going to pour some cold water on whatever that was. I don't know if it's cold water. It depends how you think about the man. Court Bauer, MLW founder and CEO, is going to join us for a few minutes in about a half an hour, a little bit more than that. He's going to join us at 10:45 Eastern. We're gonna get everyone set and ready for MLW, the Don Gato special that they're doing on Thursday, and Battle Riot tickets are on sale today. So we'll talk about that and a little bit more. We'll have a quick chat with Court Bauer. He's been on the show before, so it's nice to bring him back for one more.
Yeah, I got a message at 9:45 asking if Court could join us this morning. I was like, yeah, anything else going on? So yeah, Court's gonna join us quickly, and then we'll try to parlay that into a longer form interview in the next couple of weeks or something, and really chat with him about stuff. But he's gonna be here to talk about the special tomorrow. It's special. They got Good Brothers coming in. They got Cross and Riddle. They got Kroll defending the title, so they got a lot going on. They got Shotzi and Priscilla Kelly on the show tomorrow, so it's a big show for them tomorrow. It'll be live on YouTube, and I assume Kenny Powers will be there, beaming people in the head. Yes, I will address Ring of Hallucinations. We might only get like one I don't know. Sorry, I want to change my internet here just a second. It might cut out. So I'm not Robo Jeremy anymore.
Mr.
My
Robot
bad,
over here.
everybody. Yeah, sorry.
Oh,
All
good.
right. Hold down for a second, Joel.
Yeah, no problem. I'm looking forward to bringing on Court. Like we said, we'll talk about Good Brothers. We'll talk about the show tonight or tomorrow. I should say Thursday night. My brain is fried. And actually, one thing that's really cool is we did have a Fightful Select report not too long ago with MLW notes that included the idea that more women's matches were coming to the brand. So it's nice to see. While it is only two, it's still more than one on their special because Scarlett and Isla Dawn will be having a match at the Dangato special as well. So it's nice to see that they're starting to vamp out their women's division and start finding talent that they can bring in, because it's one thing to have Shoko as your champion. It's another thing to start bringing in more people to start wrestling on your brand. And I think it's good for MLW to start expanding their women's division as well.
So as I was saying, we might only get like one non-promotional question, or not one question that isn't, just promoting the show. And that question is going to be, are you upset that we are stealing all your talent for Ring of Hallucinations? He's not going to know what the hell this is.
That's all we need. Then we bring in one by one every single member of the MLW roster who have signed with this organization.
Who do we have? We have Gallows. We have Cruel. We have Dijak.
We have Dyer.
Yeah, Bishop Dyer.
We got both skyscrapers. We got his tag champions.
Yeah, we do.
We have?
Did we have Shotzi? Did we get Shotzi in Ring of Hallucinations?
I mean, I feel like we could get Shotzi. Shotzi's just happy to work, and B would be a lot of fun for our program.
Yeah, we'll claim Shotzi.
Yeah,
it'll be fine.
It'll be all right. Someone's going to bring in Shoko. Sure, done.
Oh, we definitely have Paul London no matter what.
Yes,
we claim him as well.
Paul is actually, he's part of the roster. The Squirrels are the GM.
Yeah, that's true actually. Yeah, so we've got at least 6 of their talents on Ring of Hallucinations. So yes, it is we have stolen basically all of their talent. That's fine.
There's nothing better than that.
Yeah.
Jack running into defect during the interview. How did you start the what night would this be wars? It's not even a Thursday night wars. Like, how would you start the hallucinogenic wars? Most
of their shows, all their live shows are on Thursdays. So their tape shows usually air on Saturdays. So we'll call it the Thursday night wars. Us, I mean, we're going up against the other ROH as well. Us, ROH, TNA, and MLW. We'd win that, honestly.
I really think we would.
Yeah.
Kind of upsetting in certain aspects, but God, we would win it.
Yeah, I legitimately think we would win that. Oh, sorry, TNA, MLW, and a fake Ring of Honor. I'm not crushing you guys.
I'm not. Listen, you had a chance to make your women's championship match, or not your women's TV title match a big deal this week, and you're like, no, we're gonna run it tonight instead and put it on the live show.
Why were they gonna put? They were never gonna put that on the ROH. I mean, they could have put it on Final Battle, I guess.
Put it on the paywall, cowards.
Yeah, they could have done Final Battle, but they were never gonna run that on ROH TV. Oh. And they're running the Athena and Harley match on ROH TV, so I guess there's that. But I don't think there's any chance Harley's winning. It doesn't feel like Athena's title reign is going to end on a taped show.
Although it would be the funniest thing if anyone's title aspirations ended on a taped show to be aired next week, maybe. Who knows?
Oh, yeah. Kalani Jordan loses the TNA Knockouts title next week.
I didn't say it. I didn't do it. This wasn't me.
TNA's gonna kick me off of my own show for spoiling their event, and NXT. They both hate spoilers.
Carlos is gonna come after you.
Whatever. He's got to find me.
Carlos and Tommy were both at Gold Rush last night, and that was from Fightful Select. And the first thing I said was, no. I didn't even care what it was. It was just the idea that their creative had any imprint on what was going on with NXT. Listen, feel how you will about NXT. Like you've said before, stuff at least happens. And when Dreamer's around, nothing gets done and just talking happens. I can't. I just can't.
I didn't realize that Gold Rush was a taped 2-hour special. I did not realize that until the spoilers started coming in before the live show last night. I was like, wait, they're taping next week? But then it makes sense because it's like I know they're promoting next week as being from the theater at MSG as well. I was like, oh, they booked that for 2 straight weeks. I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And then I looked at the card for next week. I was like, oh, it really makes sense. 2 Evolve title matches, the Speed title match, and then the TNA Knockouts title match. Like, yeah, they don't care if those change hands on a tape show. We've all taped anyway. Speed is Speed, and they're like, well, TNA is also a tape show most weeks too, so whatever. We can do our title switches here if we need to.
What makes this even funnier is I'm not going to spoil TNA, but the final resolution match just became even funnier for the Knockouts title. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's very funny what they've done. So
I did the spoilers.
You did the TNA spoilers? Yeah.
Yeah,
they're doing this is announced by TNA that they're doing like 2 4-on-4 matches with the Knockouts, and then the winners of those will face each other for the Knockouts title shot at Final Resolution, and it's gonna be just hilarious. Oh, Zeno are also pointing out next week is Thanksgiving week too. That's kind of why they taped it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They know they punted. They knew they could get away with it. For us, it's like for the Netflix viewers like me, I'm like, this show will be up by 7 a.m. and I'll just be like sitting pretty all Tuesday.
Xia Brookside wins the Knockouts title shot. So Xia Brookside and Li Ying Li at Final Resolution. Spoiler.
The tag team partners.
Spoiler.
The mega powers explode. Why did you have to give that away? The TNA fans are going to be very angry at you.
Well, 2 of them. It's fine.
Listen. I got people at TNA who watch the show and they're just like, "Wow, you're getting real heavy negative on TNA." I'm like, "Well, book better." They were just like, "That's fair." It's not that. Listen, I've said it 100 million times. The talent are good. The talent are worth promoting. The creative is worth the burial. They do it to themselves. You want the talent to do better than they're doing.
SmackDown is.
Hold on. Oh. Let me get this out of the way. Okay. Leave a thumbs up. And then Jeremy can talk to you about SmackDown, which you're all excited for. Go ahead. Leave a thumbs up on the video. Of course, there it is. Fireworks Ballyhoo just for you. And you can go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're dropping content every day, whether it's clip, whether it's shorts, whether it's complete nonsense. It's all there all the time on this channel, Fightful Overbooked. And you can donate a super chat, any amount, get your question or statement read on the air, and it supports us, which we very much appreciate. Gets the creators on this channel, mostly us, paid and further appreciated by y'all, which we like. So there it is. You were going to say about SmackDown?
Oh, SmackDown's not a double taping this week. I think they're taping SmackDown on Raw on Monday. So Raw's a live show on Monday, and they're taping SmackDown after that. I believe that is... What?
Is it going to be taped that weekend?
SmackDown?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's taped next week because it's the day after Thanksgiving.
Oh, I'm thinking about the week after that because of War Games. Oh, no, it is. Huh.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. So SmackDown this Friday is in Denver, and then Monday they're in Oklahoma City, so they're going to tape both on Monday in Oklahoma. Yeah. Okay. And then it's Survivor Series, and then we're back to normal. We're in Glendale, Arizona. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So that's the TNA taping schedule. Or TNA, sorry.
TNA taping schedule is we've already finished, and we'll see you in December.
Yeah. I need a poll question for today, Joel.
Big poll rider.
Do you have any options for a poll question?
Which tequila do you like?
Oh, Mana or Don Gato?
No, Don Gato or Don Gato.
Oh.
Or MLW. MLW Tequila.
MLW Tequila.
Yes.
Could happen.
What is this crawler?
What? I'm promoting MLW.
What's the last part? Or you're effing out?
Kenny Powers, man.
Oh God,
Danny McBride. Right.
Dude, it's been a long time since He's Bound and Down has been on TV.
Come on, that's a timeless show right there.
When I think about that man, I think about when I think of Danny McBride, I think about Hot Rod. I've been drinking green tea all goddamn day.
Danny McBride rules.
Fantastic. It's such a. I really hope he shows up to this Dangato show. I'm sure he'll have some sort of appearance, whether it's on camera or otherwise. If he's not there, what are we doing here, MLW? We should probably ask Court if there's going to be a Danny McBride appearance.
I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be there. Like,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's been like announced.
I see the partnership. Danny McBride comes to pro wrestling.
We'll ask him if
we will have to ask.
Yeah, we'll say if Danny McBride is actually going to show up to this show on Thursday. He's going to tell us like tune in and watch and find out.
That's fine. At least then we got something we can run with it. Come on, man. Get people going. Get people wanting to watch this show more. Drinking green tea. Anyway.
All right. Poll question for today, everybody. What was your favorite memory of Tatum Paxley's title reign? When she lost? The Tatum Tuesday chance? Or
Izzi Dame?
Right?
Or Izzi Dame?
Or just when she won?
Did you say the 6-woman tag?
Oh, there's a 6-woman tag?
There was the 6-woman tag.
All right. I don't think we're going to. A better title reign, Tatum or Santana. Okay, that's a good one, Grace. We're going to go with that.
Oh, that is it. Yes.
Better title reign.
Tatum or Santana?
Tatum Paxley. Mike Santana. That's actually...
Mean? Yes.
Well, I mean, most of our poll questions are a little mean-spirited. So,
Valid.
All right. Poll question is up. Who had the better title reign? Thank you to Grays for submitting this one. Who had the better title reign? Tatum Paxley or Mike Santana?
Sean calls him Grazi Screams.
Grazi Streams?
Yeah, he called him Graze as if he's like Italian. It's almost saying like Grazi Streams, but
that's not what it is, right?
No, it's Grace. It is Grace.
Okay.
He's even said in the Discord, he's like, it's hilarious how Sean thinks that I'm Italian and he pronounces it like Grazi.
Grazi Streams.
Grazi Streams.
Fair.
Anyway, yeah, she lost. Izzi Dame looks stupid because why would you have her lose the title? What's the point? Like, what is the point of Izzi Dame helping the other team win and not going after the title yourself? Why wouldn't you try to kick out Tatum while she has the title and then go after Tatum in the world title, the women's NXT title? What are you doing? What was the point of this? Izzi Dame just looks stupid, but I guess that's kind of par for the course for Izzi Dame.
Why does Izzy look stupid?
Because it is what it is. No, you don't. Why would you take out the women's champion and have a more dominant champion who has held the title for longer and has been like, I get it. Jacy Jayne was like the biggest loser champion, but she kept winning.
Yeah.
Tatum is not a strong champion in the eyes of like compared to Jacy Jayne. So why wouldn't she go after Jacy, or why wouldn't she go after Tatum and try to take the title from Tatum instead going after Jacy, who is a now 2-time champion and like has the experience of being a champion?
They call her the biggest loser her entire title run. No. Is it about the title for Izzy, or is it about just making Tatum's life a living hell?
She kept looking at the title.
Everyone looks at the title. That's the only thing they know how to do in that company is to glance at the title.
Then I assume you try to get the title because
it's like the dangling keys. They're like, oh, title. There's a title in front of you. Let me look at that.
Jeremy, get it right. It's the brass ring.
Oh, sure. It's everyone looks at this title. I thought, you know what I liked about this turn? That kick. You know, I love me a good just
Right.
kick straight to the face. That was a good. And then we got the rolling encore from Jacy. So we
Twice.
got a nice kick to the face and then a nice forearm to the face after that. This is the greatest match of all time. Back to back kicks and forearms to the face like that.
Hey, man, what did I tell you? Jacy Jayne, 5-star match of the decade. Can't tell you what match of the year was. Now I can tell you it's this one because I have to pick one.
You're cowardly for not putting that as the thumbnail because I told you she was going to win the title.
I think everybody told you that she was going to win the title. Everyone and their mother was assuming that Tatum was going to lose.
Really? I didn't know.
I felt that way. I was kind of like, I don't think they should, but I feel like they will because when you also look at the rest of the night and how things went, all the heels went over last night, and on top of that, it was all the champions retained. So it was kind of expected at that point. If you looked at also the rest of the card for 2 weeks, it's like the only other title that you're going to see definitely changes the speed title because they were crowning a new champion. Everything else was like, you're not going to change the Evolve titles because first of all, no one's going to care. Second of all, like it's Evolve. So like who's going to pay attention? SP3 was the only person who would. But instead it was Tatum loses her title and all the heels go over and we're back to square one. So now 2 baby faces will win the Iron Survivor, and that's not a shock to anybody.
I think that John Cena gets to pick the Iron Survivor entrance with everything.
So funny that they did it as if he's going to be on the show. I can imagine the people at MSG just being like, we didn't get to see John Cena. I thought we were going to see John Cena.
It wasn't advertised. He wasn't set to appear. It was always going to be a pre-tape thing with that.
Felt like they were going to do like The Rock. Remember when The Rock came out? Oh, that was the best.
They gave you the dates that John Cena was going to work. They weren't going to add to it, especially at this point.
Count. NXT doesn't count.
No, it does. It does.
Also,
count.
This is an appearance. This counts.
Nah.
The backstager.
It's a video package. It doesn't count. It's not a live appearance.
Seems bad.
No, I don't know why would anybody expect John Cena to be there. I just like that he's picking it because he also came out and said like, yeah, Triple H wanted to do a 2-hour tribute show to me. I was like, that's fucking stupid. You know what we should do? Highlight young talent. Have you ever thought about that guy in charge of the company who may be here for a few years and should probably get some young talent over? Put John Cena in charge.
I assume, no, I wouldn't agree with that. I assume it's going to be 2 matches from NXT talent and then one like Logan Paul and CM Punk, and maybe Cody and Drew one last time.
God, no. I hope not. Nah, it should all be NXT and WWE talent. Do something like daring on that show. They won't. I have no faith.
You're asking too much here.
Yeah, but like do something that's actually daring on that show. Who's the U.S. champ right now? I don't even know. Oh, it's Ilya.
Oh, it's right. Okay. Yeah. That was close.
Have him lose the title to Javon.
Ain't gonna happen. Nice try though.
I know it's not gonna happen, but
you're gonna get Javon versus like Oba Femi, and Oba's gonna beat Javon because this is the
Oba's not main roster.
Well, no, I'm saying it's Saturday night's main event. You're gonna get this young talent exhibitions, and people are gonna be like, "Yeah, young talent, it's gonna be great." And you're gonna get like Oba versus Javon, and Javon's gonna lose again. People are gonna be like, "No, not like that."
No, but it's main roster against NXT guys, so it shouldn't be Oba and Javon. So.
I'll call up Javon before then just to do it.
It's just do something daring with this. Give Javon a big win. Give Oba a big win. Like they're calling them exhibition matches because wins and losses don't matter in WWE anyway. But give some of these guys. You have Ricky come up there and defend the NXT championship and have him beat somebody. Have Ricky beat Miz. Miz can take a loss. Who cares? Like,
gonna be like Tozawa versus Ricky Saints.
Yeah, that's kind of lame. Like as much as I would want Ricky to have a good victory on the show, like nobody cares about Tozawa. Miz is a nice little option. People like Miz. Everyone knows Miz. That's a good victory for Ricky.
The problem is if you put the men's or women's champions on those shows, they're happening in that magical time between deadline when you've established your number one contender for New Year's Evil and you set that match or you've given them the number one contendership and you're starting to already plant the seeds that Miles Bourne, let's say, wins it. Now you're going to start to tell the story about Miles Bourne versus Ricky Saints. So no one's going to believe that Ricky Saints is going to drop the title to Miz, and then it's going to be like, well, what's the point?
Those people are fucking stupid then. I don't care if they think, oh, well, he's not going to drop the title here. He shouldn't. He shouldn't drop the title here. That's not the point, is to give Ricky Saints a good showcase match against the main roster talent. Nobody... he's not going to drop the title. Yes, he's not going to drop the title.
No, but it's not going to be Ricky who does the match. It's probably going to be Ethan Page. It's probably going to be the North American champion. It's going to be people that they're close to calling up or
that's fine.
Have thought about doing. So I don't think it'll be Ricky. I think they're more likely to take Ethan Page, who's been working with Chelsea, and more likely to do that. People who have had some exposure, they'll put them on. I don't think you're going to see. Maybe they'll do a Miles Bourne match because they can do some sort of, he just won Iron Survivor, so we got to make him, even bigger somehow. Have a great match against person X, Miz. I don't know. Randy Orton versus Miles Bourne is to happen. Father versus son. I'm here to see it.
I'm okay with Ethan Page defending the North American title against somebody, not Miz. That wouldn't make a ton of sense since Miz is a heel. But you can do Ethan Page against who's a babyface they could just kind of beat in this spot. Do Ethan Page against Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso can lose.
Poor Jimmy. Come on.
I like Jimmy Uso, but whatever.
Grayson Waller. Heel versus heel.
He's a heel. No.
Heels can lose. Heels can face heels. They can out-heel each other.
That's I want to see them as a tag team, but that's never going to happen. They don't know what to do with Grayson Waller. They should bring in Austin Theory and have him lose in 20 seconds to Ethan Page.
You would do this.
Yeah, that's what I would do for sure.
You suck.
So let's say, it's a 2-hour show. Cena's going to take up a good chunk of this, even though they don't want to be a 2-hour tribute. Cena's going to take up a good chunk of this.
Probably an hour.
Yeah. So you're probably looking at like 3 NXT showcase matches, I would assume. I would go with a multi person match in one of the spots, whether it's a 6-man or like a triple threat or something like that. I would go with a multi-person match. The people I would get on the show, though, is I would get Ricky on the show. I get Oba, and then Javon's already been there a few times. Not to say like he shouldn't be there again, but I'm trying to go with people who haven't been showcased on main roster. So that's why I'm going with Ricky and Oba. And then honestly, like I'd probably go with Jacy. The problem is like all those NXT talents need to win, and I don't think they're gonna go with NXT talents winning every single match. And that's where you probably run into issues of, well, we don't want NXT to win all of these matches. We got to have some of these main roster people win, and then they do the handshake afterwards and give them the endorsement and everything. And if you go with the 3 people I just mentioned, you can't beat your NXT champion. You shouldn't beat you can't beat your women's champion, and you shouldn't beat Oba. So all those people need to win, and that's where you probably run into issues. But I would go with people who haven't been showcased on the main roster.
Could be Blake Monroe.
Oh, Blake Monroe's a good shout. Yeah, another person who probably needs to win, though. Like, I wouldn't beat any of these people. No offense to Tatum, but now that Tatum has lost the title, like, you can kind of bring up Tatum and have her lose, and it would make some sense there.
I'm just thinking because, so again, you have the issue of deadline being the week before. So I'm trying to think of what the deadline card could be vis-a-vis what you could put on Saturday night's main event. So let's say you
Saturday, okay, but Saturday night's main event's the weeks after.
Yeah, I'm saying it's the week after. So my point is, you can't run, for example, Joe Hendry. And I know we're doing main roster versus NXT, but I'm just saying if they decide we're changing it up, it'll be NXT matches, whatever. You can't do Joe Hendry versus Ethan Page because it's a rematch from the week before. So I'm curious about who they decide to put in there. I think a North American title match is fine. Maybe both North American champions should put their titles up on the line against lower, WWE talent. Maybe put Jordynne Grace out there. You're paying her to be on Saturday night's main event, so put her up there.
Yeah, I'd be fine with Jordan on there. Again, you're only looking at 3, maybe 4 matches here, so you don't have. And if you go with 4, you have a little bit more runway to showcase people. But unless you're doing, okay, go ahead.
A one-night speed tournament, Jeremy.
Okay.
You can have 16 of these matches. You can get right through it. And the winner faces Fallon Henley and Jasper Troy on their respective speed championships. It'll be great. Nothing will really
I'm
be
fine with that.
accomplished, but like 3-minute matches,
I'm
sure.
fine with that.
Listen, some of the people in the audience will probably be like, yeah, that's my attention span. It's good enough for me.
I'm fine with that. I love the speed matches. They're fantastic.
Everyone we talked to hated them, but sure.
Is there haters?
Yes, that's fair. They are haters. Gigantic haters. Jamie haters, even.
Speed matches are great. Kidding me?
Well, anyway, Haza sent a super chat saying, "Go 3 hours today. I'm on a flight to Vegas later. Enjoy Vegas. Vegas isn't a real place. I hope you win lots of money if you gamble, or just not lose any money at all. But enjoy yourself there.
Enjoy Vegas. Are you going to the F1, Kaza? That's happening this weekend in Vegas. I don't know anything about F1. I just know this thing's happening this weekend in Vegas.
SP3, I'm sick. Everything I talk about today is going to be completely.
Why are you pitching? He's pitching this.
I'm pitching shit that doesn't
NXT stuff. Like it's main roster.
That doesn't have to.
You're pitching like Oba and Ricky or whatever.
Ton. Let's do it.
Oba and Javon.
Perfect. I just believe in his last years of creative, Vince McMahon just walked around like I'm feeling right now, just a fog of, all right, whatever. Do it. I don't care. But you said, I don't care what I said. I'm going to go lie down. With whom? Anyway, not important.
John Cena should have the book. That's my takeaway from all of this.
I can get there. Yeah. But not really, because I don't think John Cena really cares all that much. The whole John Cena wants to give back thing could have been true 20 years ago, but it never was. So here we are.
I mean, I don't know if Triple H cares right now.
I like the idea. It's like everyone's all excited, like, oh, John Cena, he's giving back to the talent. Meanwhile, it's like if John Cena, Mr. USA, goes to Washington, D.C., let's say as Intercontinental Champion, let's say he beats Dominic at the War Games show, and then he goes in and faces international renowned superstar Gunther, and Gunther doesn't win, and it's like, well, who are we putting over? Because they were sure shit not putting over Javon Evans. We didn't put over anyone who was, of a certain age. No Solo, no Austin Theory. Well, Theory he put over.
Solo won.
Oh, but I'm saying like in the tournament, he's not going the whole way. He won the match. He's not going the whole way.
Only one person can go the whole way, though.
But I'm saying he should do the Dolph Ziggler thing where he faces everybody one by one. They all pin him one by one. Put them all over, John. Get it done. Get it done.
Maybe he does. Maybe he does want to put people over, and Triple H is being Triple H.
I just think Gunther's going to win. That's it. For the sake of the young talent.
Like, I do think Gunther's going to win. Is that the right call? We'll talk about it in the coming weeks if Gunther is the guy who is the guy who faces Cena in his last match. SB3 and I we talked about this tournament enough. I don't want to talk about this tournament anymore.
Matthew Hook saying Joel doing TNA things of booking a tournament where no one loses. It's true. It's the way it should be. Nobody loses and everyone gets a participation trophy at the end. It's the Blue Jays in the World Series all over again. We're going to have a parade. God. The viewers, they can't be wrong.
Stop it with the Blues parade and the second place team.
It wasn't me. I didn't pitch it. It was something I read, and we both agreed it was stupid.
I'm telling everybody else to knock it off.
Tell the city of Toronto to stop. That's the way I would do it. Yeah. Oh my gosh, we're going to be joined by Cord Bauer shortly from MLW and talk about those shows that are coming up. What else? What else from Tuesday? We have to. Are we gonna talk about the tease?
What tease?
The Jack Harlow.
Oh, I mean, SP3 and I talked about that yesterday.
I know you two did, but
okay. Do you have something to add?
Saw it, got excited about it, and if it's that final battle, someone's got to go and ask the question: what did it? Was it the question from All Out Weekend? Who did it? What brought about this change? Was it the retweets? What was it? We need to know.
Well, I will not be at Final Battle no matter what. So I would want to go. I said I would go. I have a personal commitment that is going to prevent me from going. I'm not skipping this personal commitment. I don't want to skip this personal commitment. I was doing the final battle bit when I did not realize it was the same day. I thought it was the week after. I thought final battle was December 12th. It is not December 12th. And so I didn't realize it was the same day as an event that I'm already committed to. So I can't even do the bit anymore of, I'm going to be there for it. No, whatever.
Same weekend as Deadline? Is it all three of the same night? Oh, no.
Yeah.
It's Final Resolution and Final Battle on the Friday.
Yep.
And SmackDown, of course. That's weekly. And then it's going to be Deadline the next night on the Saturday.
Yep.
Oh, my God. What a weekend.
Yeah, it's a busy weekend, and I have other things to do, so wrestling can go away and fuck off.
Good news is our monthly Monday on December is December 1st. So it's not going to be after a full weekend of that.
Oh, it'll be after Survivor Series.
It'll be after
right?
Survivor Series.
Okay.
Well, I'm doing the post show with I think Phil Lindsay. No one's confirmed it. I know it should be you and Cresta, but there's some other things going on preventing that from happening. I'm sorry. The other thing being that Sean doesn't trust either of you.
I do a show 5 days a week here. I can't do one show on the main roster.
No, you can't. When they did that, we moved you back here on Thursday nights.
Yeah, true.
Look at you now. Yeah. It's true. It's your fault, he says.
That wasn't my fault.
Oh my gosh. Someone should join Alex for his Full Gear review this Saturday. Yeah, Full Gear is this weekend too.
Pulowski's doing Full Gear alone?
Because Kate's supposed to be going to the show.
Oh,
because they're close to her house. Some days she lives in the Prudential Center.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the lore is that Kate lives in the Rock.
Oh.
They call it the Rock because it's Kate Rock. No, not trusting that. What if I texted to you and say that ITW officials were unavailable for comment? With that.
Exactly, no pop.
You're welcome. Anyway. Oh my gosh. There you go. And the Warriors running Half Acre Brewery that weekend too. My God, what a weekend, huh? Everyone's busy. Everyone's doing stuff. You should go with Pulowski. Do that show.
No, because I got to cover the press conference, unfortunately.
It'll probably start after he starts or after he finishes.
Nah, Pulowski does like 5-hour shows.
He's been toning down a little bit these days when he's solo.
I don't believe it.
Go back and listen.
Because he's only reviewing like 2-hour shows. He's got to review a 5-hour show here.
He typically likes the 5-hour show.
Sure, but it's still going to be a long review.
I guess. I mean, let's go. I'm going to go back and look at the last one while you talk about whatever you're going to talk about.
Oh, could you imagine me, Cresta, and Pulowski for Full Gear? Nothing would really get done in that case. Full Gear's like probably going to be a good show with a lot happening too, and we're going to get nothing for this stuff.
That's perfect. That's what you need. I'm just looking to see if there's anything here that's like going to be. Go ahead. You wanted to bring up something else. I'm looking up Pulowski's times lately.
Oh. I don't even remember what the tease was that you were talking about, but who cares about all that? Let's talk about the real biggest news from NXT Gold Rush Night 1. Dark State stocks up, everybody. They are up after the big victory over Leon Slater and Javon Evans last night. You know my favorite part of this match last night is when the crowd just accepts that Dark State is winning.
It's that shuddered silence.
No, they weren't silent. They were booing. They were booing because they were booing after like Javon got knocked out of the ring and they hit the finish on Leon, and they booed there on the first finish, and then Javon broke it up, or he was going to break it up with the jump, but they moved, and so they hit Leon, and then they booed some more on the Doomsday device because they just accepted at this point that Dark State was winning this match, and they were not happy about it. The best heels in NXT and maybe the entire WWE. Stocks are up, everybody.
Yeah, it was their night. They won. That's all I can say. They beat Leon Slater and Javon Evans, and
That's right.
now they can go their own way, Javon and Leon, and go do their own things.
Get this TNA loser ass dork off of my NXT.
I mean, I love Obafemi being like, I don't care about TNA, and be like, yeah, we get it. We know that.
That was hilarious that Ricky was like, I was defending NXT. Like, you didn't care at all, Ricky. You walked by that whole brawl to look at the title, and then you were only in that match because you were the champion, and the champions were just picked for that match. That's the only reason you were a part of this at all. You didn't care about this nonsense, Ricky. Yeah, and Oba was even better. He's like, care about this TNA bullshit. You and Trick had your own thing going on. Whatever. I care about that.
I sat at home and watched you idiots. Like, yeah, that's smart. That's some smart baby face in there. Good job.
Oba ruled. That was a good promo by Oba.
Amazing.
Good stuff.
Yeah, he's back. Can't put on a shirt to save his life though, which I understand.
And doesn't need a shirt.
Need a shirt. Oh, Ricky going down on his knees just to look at the pants. You saw him. He got down there. He's fit. You saw it.
We don't need to frame it like that.
Oh, we're not here to frame.
We're talking about shirtless men and Ricky going down on his knees in front of him.
Listen, wrestling at its core is a homoerotic experience. We don't need to talk about this.
True.
It's a well-established fact. Let's not bury the lead here.
Did Retribution ever win championships, Matt? I legitimately don't remember. Did they win championships? I feel like they did.
I don't think they did.
Did they ever beat TNA champions?
I mean, they weren't really working together at that point. So, Retribution, the TNA was working with AEW at that point.
True.
And around this, in about 2 weeks, we're going to be at the 5-year anniversary of Kenny Omega winning the world title and being the Impact title, and Don Callis being like, "Go watch TNA on Thursday," and everyone being, "Huh?"
That ruled. Do I got to fight Denise Salcedo for being down on the Dark State?
Why was she so sure? She sells seashells by the seashore. That Javon, what it sounds like. She was so sure. Javon and Leon was winning. I never felt that way. Especially after we had Obafemi come out and be like, "Nah, that's TNA garbage." Like, oh yeah, they're not winning that match.
I mean, I thought it would have been better if Javon and Leon won, but they just make Javon lose every match. At least he didn't get pinned here. I thought it would have been better if they won, but I also, for bit purposes, I love that Dark State won. It rules.
Yeah, now they're gonna go after the Hardys again, right? Right?
They should. They should win all the titles.
That's what I'm here for. They should win the NXT title next. Do they need a woman in Dark State?
Yeah, I mean, you can put maybe Tatum joins Dark State. She needs some friends again.
Would she wear the
all
mask?
Her friends keep turning on him.
I don't think she would wear the mask though.
Nah, I think she would.
I think they need the other Bailey. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, Bailey Humphrey?
Yeah, Humphrey. Yeah.
Okay.
She should join Dark State.
Look at these dorks in the chat. They're going to surefire match of the year contender to have Dark State win. Yes, because of reasons. Reasons are the stocks are up, baby. You got to keep them stocks high. That's the reason. I don't get the appeal of Dark State. You don't have stocks, that's why. Get some Dark State stocks and you will get all the appeal of them. Sick of y'all in the chat trying to... Xeno Hour knows what's up. Top Weed Xeno Hour understands the Dark State stocks. Get out of here with your Dark State slander. Not having it.
What if Thea Hail joined Dark State?
Great. Joe, imagine? Get away from Joe Hendry.
It's not like that worked for them.
Man, because Joe Hendry ruins everything.
Well, it's okay because now he's he didn't get the NXT the John Cena match. He didn't get he didn't get anything. He just got rolled around in a dumpster. Lost his tag title match. My God. Showed up once for AAA and that's it. Now he's not going to represent them either. Joe Hendry thinks he's all that.
He loses too much. Now he's dragging Thea Hail down with him. At least if Thea Hail was in Dark State, she'd be a winner.
That is true. She'd probably be a winner. She'd be a tag team champion, hypothetically.
Yeah.
They don't. Do they? They do. Not hot potato. They Freebird that title, don't
I
they?
don't think they freebirded now.
No, I thought they did because it started with like pick any two members of Darkstate and they're going to defend the titles.
Oh,
That's how it started. I don't know if now they've settled in on like these two
yeah.
because these two are actually good at wrestling. I don't know. Who was it last night? Who are the two?
When you have dark state stocks, it's all one
It's all one state.
group. Yeah, you don't tell them apart. You know,
Yeah,
they're just
it's
all the same dark state.
It's all one dark state.
That's right.
You got it. Let me see if I can pick up who it was. Oh, this is the worst.
Court will be joining us here shortly. I just got a message from PR saying he's running. He's doing a bunch of promotion in Charleston today, so he's doing a lot, and he's gonna jump on this dumbass show to talk with us.
I'd like to think that we are the difference. It's Deion Lennox and Osiris Griffin. They were the ones who put up.
Yeah, those are the only people who've won. I'm pretty sure.
I feel like Shaquan Sugars.
No.
Again, Sea Sounds by the Seashore.
No,
no.
He's wrestled matches, but he hasn't defended the titles.
All right, so Lennox and Griffin are the tag champions.
Yeah,
but really, it's as a whole, it's Dark State, and the stocks are up.
That's right. It's all one big group. We don't separate in Dark State. That's a problem. People want to try to separate and like, oh, I got Osiris Griffin stocks. Oh, I got Saquon Sugar stock. No. It's all Dark State stocks. We don't. I don't know what the term is in the stock world, but it's not. It's a merger of all of Dark State. It's not a.
It's a conglomeration.
No, I wasn't gonna use that term. That's a different company.
You can use it. It's fine.
No,
we're just trying to keep up with the stocks until Court gets here, so that we can transition into the MLW stocks.
Let's ask Court if he has Dark State stock.
I feel like he won't, but I think he has Skyscraper stocks.
Everyone should have skyscraper stocks. We love the skyscrapers.
Yeah, those are paying dividends if you ask me. But when he gets here, we'll see what his stock portfolio looks like in MLW.
We are going to talk about the Helwani and Tony Khan interview. We didn't want to start with that, and then Court gets here in like 2 minutes or so, and then we have to transition away from that. So that's why you're getting way too much NXT talk here early on.
Yeah, last time he joined us, it was at like 10:15. So going into this, we didn't know what time he'd be on, and then as we started, we found out, and it was like, well, we have some time. So NXT got the first 45 of our block.
Anything else happen on NXT? What'd you think of that Shiloh Hill?
The most Florida wrestler presentation ever. I like breaking people's faces, but I'm really smart. And also I like different kinds of conspiracy theories. I'm like, shit, you are made for this place. You're perfect. You just sold me on like the consummate PC wrestler. He's like sitting in a terminal with like 2 DOS windows open, being like, I'm a hacker. And I'm like, yeah, you went on the deep web and that's how people know you. Good for you. You got boots.
Dude, this thing ruled.
So stupid.
Get your Shiloh Hill stocks, everybody. Those are going up.
I hope he's finished. He changes the name of it to the King of the Hill.
His finish should just be the dark web, right?
The dark web.
Yeah, that's what you got to go with.
Submission. SP3, Timu, Jason Jordan, Light Skin, Jasper Troy, and Cutler the Butler. Shaquan Sugars is where it's at. It's true. I like Shaquan.
This is our SP3s again trying to separate the dark state here. No,
you gotta. They're one tide that raises the boat.
SP3 is so mad that Leon Slater and Javon Evans lost, and the Dark State stocks are all the way up right now. Hater. All you guys are haters.
Did Denise think that Javon and Leon were gonna win because it was gonna make up for the Bound for Glory match? Nothing was gonna make up for that.
Oh, yeah, remember that?
That wasn't a we're building to something else. That was a LOLTNA. We're gonna do what our masters say.
I like that Shiloh Hill and likes quantum physics and all this stuff. He's like, I was really smart, but I love hitting people in football. That was great.
It's amazing. Our guest is here, looking fantabulous. Is he ready for us to get a thumbs up? Very excited to be joined now by the founder and the man behind MLW, the one and only Court Boward, rejoining us. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
How are you, Court?
No complaints, man. Thanks for squeezing me in. It's been a crazy day. I'm here in Charleston. You see the swamps of South Carolina probably behind me here. It's there's nothing quite like the holy city of Charleston, man. We're having a great time. We're doing our big load in for our show tomorrow. We're pumped.
Are there any squirrels out there? Has Paul London curated any of the squirrels out there?
Well, we probably got some gator probably back here. If you can look, probably some gator action. So yeah, I'm deep. We're in the low country, man. This is how it is.
So for those who aren't in Charleston, you can catch the show. It's MLW partnering with Dangato Tequila, and it's going to be Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's live on YouTube. You guys are obviously excited for the show. I'm going to get it right out of the way. Will we have an appearance from Danny McBride?
I believe there's a good chance that he is eastbound and down for MLW tomorrow night.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right.
Yes. The tequila will be flowing. Danny McBride will probably be enjoying it, along with Don Gatto, who will be there with some masked luchadors, I'm told. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be wrestling, tequila, title fights, and a little bit of that southern flavor of wrestling. You know, got Arn Anderson in the house in the corner of his son, challenging for his first world title against Magical Kruger in a bunkhouse match. And then one thing that occurred to me, because we've been doing all this crazy stuff and hyping it up, and you guys get the exclusive. So we're putting the ring on a stage. We've never done this in MLW, in the history of MLW. And Gary Juster, legendary promoter, said, "You're doing what? Why would you do that?" Well, the Opera Cup, which has been around for like 140 years, going back to the 1880s or something, was originally on a stage. That's where wrestling used to be hosted back in the day. There would be in these opera houses. And we're like, well, it'd be kind of cool to do that and put it back on a stage. But we thought, you got to have something behind the stage. And we're not going to have a swamp with gators behind. So I thought, well, what could we do that'd be really different? And, you know, you see what's going on at the Vegas Sphere. And we said, look, what if we took in like the Mandalorian volume sets that were in the background when they did a lot of the filming, where they didn't actually build practical sets and go to Tunisia for those things. They actually just shot that on a lot in Burbank. Big, and it's basically a video game software called the Unreal Engine that powers that stuff. They do it for a lot of your favorite video games. So we said, well, what if we did something like that and had a wrapping, almost Vegas Sphere, half of the building have this video wall? And what if we did something like that and we got really weird with this? And again, this is an experiment. This could suck and it could be awesome. We're not sure until we try it tomorrow. But what if every match had an immersive experience where it was themed out? So you're going to see each match have its own theme and just be powered by the Unreal Engine that powers video games. And so, like, when you see like the luchadors that are like Fantasma Galleon, when they wrestle, there's going to be a pirate ship with a Kraken in the background, maybe with Don Gatto battling it. And when you see like Matt Riddle versus Killer Cross, it's going to look maybe a little bit like something out of the old Kung Fu video game from NES in the background. You're going to have all these immersive backgrounds that are going to kind of change depending on the angle. So this is a Fightful exclusive. And you're going to go back and watch this and troll me if it sucks. But if it works, hey, we figured this out. We did something fun and we were experimenting, which I think is fun to get a little dangerous in wrestling once in a while and do these things. You find out one day someone said, let's put two cages together. We got war games. That's awesome. Let's try a six-sided ring. Cool. That worked. We'll find out tomorrow in Charleston at the Music Hall.
Well, if it works, you can come back on and take a victory lap, and if it doesn't work, you can come back on and we'll pile on you.
I will. Please, we'll do a post-mortem. I'll explain, like, man, I thought this thing was going to be the next big thing, guys. It's close but no cigar. Who knew? But if it works, you know, it opens us up to interesting things in different environments. I think, you know, sometimes you find different opportunities to explore these things. We thought, let's go back to the future. Let's put the ring on the stage. Let's try that. But let's then put a modern twist on it. So we're doing something literally powered by a video game engine. We'll see if it works. And all of a sudden, the second controller, you know, disconnects or something. Hopefully, it doesn't go as bad as I guess the the Titan situation. It can't be that bad. At least we're not going to get stuck in the bottom of the ocean. We just might make the crowd really annoyed because of this experiment was the shits. We'll see.
The Unreal Engine, by the way, for those that don't know about it, it's used in a lot of your favorite video games. I'm pretty sure it's used in like Gears of War and Fortnite and everything. So yeah, that's a pretty powerful.
It's legit.
Engine.
Yeah. Our guys have been working on this for like months, and we just finished the final immersive background finally, like a day ago. So I'm really proud of my production team. They're trying something different. I gave them a really crazy idea. And they're playing with some real high power software on this stuff.
I know we got limits of time with you today, so one question I do have to ask that our fans definitely want to know about: have you heard of Ring of Hallucinations and how we are stealing all of your talent?
What?
So we have this fake promotion called Ring of Hallucinations. It is a promotion fueled by drugs and money, and you guys are very good to us. We have Dijak on, we have Bishop Dyer, Cruel, Shotzi. You guys are very good to us with guests, and we tell them about Ring of Hallucinations. And I don't know if you know this, like your talent is very creative, and they enjoy outside the box kind of thing. So when we tell them about Ring of Hallucinations, they're like, "Wait a second, you guys are doing death pits. You mentioned gators. Like, wait, you're doing alligator type fights and everything." So they're all about this, and they've all not exclusively, but they've all signed with Ring of Hallucinations. And we're like, they're Court and everybody's gonna get mad at us for stealing MLW talent every time you guys come on the show.
It sounds like I can pitch you some ideas involving gators and immersive backgrounds. Maybe I will say this: there will be a dragon themed immersive background for one of our matches involving Templario, because again, he's a Knight of Templar. So, knights, dragons make sense. It's probably something that I would love and would probably also cause the promotion to tragically go bankrupt.
We can co-promote, or we can partner up. Wrestling, wrestling promotions love partnerships.
This sounds like an awesome, shitty mind hive. Count me in.
He said count me in, so that counts.
All right, now I don't feel as bad when we ask every MLW talent, "Hey, do you want to pitch stuff for Ring of Hallucinations?"
No, man.
Go ahead.
I've always wanted to do a wrestling show on the Hudson River or down here on the Cooper River on a barge. And I just thought, because I saw a picture that someone had done it like 1920 or something, and it just looked insane. People are like swimming, they're like falling off. And I know Japan did something like that once. I was like, we got to bring that to America, man. We got to bring that back. That sounds like whirlpools and tides and currents and pollution aside, I think it's an idea that worthy of maybe your promotion. It sounds like a nice summer themed event.
Oh, we definitely need more outside the box like environments. Like in Japan, they do the match on the bullet train. That one time, like that was fantastic.
I've seen that.
Yeah, we need. More
I think we need to take this to a higher altitude. Something in the lanes. You can get Yeti involved, maybe the real Yeti, and then get the WCW shitty Yeti. I mean, we could have Yeti versus Yeti. There's all types of options that we could play with here. And then you could talk about like the old UFC fights when they're like, the altitude's affecting them in their fight game here in Denver. I think that could apply to this, hallucinations in the Himalayas. There's the name of the pay-per-view. Let's get someone to give us money. So I might be one of the investors, man.
I think what you saw was this in France. Is
that raw sewage?
Looks like it.
That looks pretty nasty. That is not what I had in my mind for what this would look like, by the way. That looked like some really funky, possible real shit.
That's a promotion.
I mean, look, that is a type of death match you could have, just, like a spiral sewage match. And, you say it was the shits. It was awesome.
We got all kinds of ideas. We got blindfold matches, but the crowd is blindfolded out there, so they're just reacting to the noise in the ring. We got.
I definitely booked one of those matches like accidentally. Yeah.
We've got first man standing matches. Everybody's just kind of like hungover, drugged up, and the first man that can get to their feet is the winner of the match. So we got all kinds of ideas out here for this court.
Man, I think you guys are onto something. Look, There's no there's no scenario in wrestling that isn't worth trying. Probably, I think you have enough here between a sewage match, a Himalayan match. All these ideas, I think, are things that I think there's a crowd for it, man. I think there is.
All right,
We need new ideas in wrestling more than ever. So I'm all about this.
We'll have our people talk to your people, which is just basically me and you talking. And
yeah, that's all I got here.
Yeah, and we'll get some stuff together here.
Let's do it, man. I'm pumped. And guys, I appreciate getting me on to explain this insanity in my world. I'm trying to dodge snakes and game right now. Show tomorrow. We do have some. If you guys can tune in tomorrow night, 8 p.m. It's on YouTube free on MLW's channel. It's also on BN Sports on cable TV. MLW Don Gatto live rep special, 9 big matches. We got a massive middleweight title, Templario and Maya Jr., Mystico versus Voldo Jr. in the Opera Cup finals. We got a big main event with Matt Riddle versus Killer Cross. We have Arn Anderson in the corner of Brock Anderson for the world title match, Kruger. We got a lot of crazy shit. We got Scarlett versus Isla Dawn. We got Shotzi in action against Priscilla Kelly. It is a sat card. You can watch it for free. It's a great way to spend your Thursday night. You might see Dan McBride hanging from the balcony, taking shots. Who knows? It's Charleston, man. This is always a good time down here.
It's going to be a good time. Go watch it on MLW's YouTube channel. Again, 8 p.m. Eastern, Thursday.
Check it out, guys. I appreciate it.
Court, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, Court.
All right, guys. Talk soon.
Take care of yourself. There you go. The one and only Court Bauer. Fantastic. We're going to do it, man. We got it. Ring of Hallucinations, the MLW crossover. It's happening, baby. It's happening. We're going to do it.
We're either launching Ring of Hallucinations or I'm getting a job on the MLW booking team with all of this stuff.
Talk to Emilio. We're back, baby. Oh man, big ups to MLW. It was a quick turnaround, and we got a good chat and a good little scoopsy there. I'm looking forward to this wall that they're building, the video wall with the Unreal Engine. It sounds like it's going to be a big undertaking. I hope it works out. I'm going to check it out. I know I have to review TNA, but let's face it, I can pause it for 20 minutes and watch a little bit of MLW and then go back and watch the rest of it, afterwards or in the morning. But it sounds promising. It sounds, again, big undertaking, but if they can do it, then hell yeah, good for them.
MLW does good shows. Their tape specials are fine. There's sort of the lack of energy that you get with a lot of the tape specials, but that's almost to be expected. But their live shows are good. And with this idea, I don't know how quickly it came together, because considering the fact that they're kind of just now dropping all of this, it should definitely make for an interesting show. I do like that he was very, very honest of like, it could suck. I don't know. This might not work out too well. We shall see. But it's definitely gonna get people interested, and I hope it comes off well, because it sounds very cool on paper. We'll see how the execution is. It's
one thing that I think people could really stand to appreciate about MLW is that they are at a place where, while they're continuing to grow, they're not afraid to try new things. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then whatever. Like, at the end of the day, they'll probably be like, really, how many people watched it to care? And that's fine. But if it goes over well, then more people are going to talk about it. But if it doesn't, then like no one's going to like complain to the point where no one's going to watch, because people who are watching MLW are probably already watching them. So they won't stand to lose eyes like that. And I think it's a pretty fine way to look at it in the situation that they're in. So good for them, man. Keep doing shit like this. Court said it himself. We need new, fresh ideas in wrestling, and this is something different that sounds small to some, but presentationally speaking, it's better than, curtain, come out, and maybe a video wall with a name on it. Do something different, makes you stand out a little bit more.
Yeah, looking forward to the show tomorrow. I'll be watching it and probably covering it, and hope it's a good show.
Yeah, and whatever comes from it, we'll probably tack on a little bit of time to talk about it on Friday, because the show's on Thursday.
TNA.
I gotta cover it, so
Well, yeah, but we don't talk about it on Friday.
True. If the show is good on MLW, we'll talk about it. If it's bad, we'll talk about it even longer.
Basically.
I love he's like Controller 2 unplugged. I was like,
I do want to see just like a wrestler glitch out in the middle of it. Like there's always the funny memes. It happens a lot in basketball where like a player will just like stand there and not move. And then they're like, who unplugged bro's controller? Because they're not doing anything. We need that in wrestling.
Yeah, more computation time.
Yeah.
Wrestling anyway. Oh God! Once again, thanks to MLW and to Court Power for joining us for a few minutes. We'll get him back to put together this Ring of Hallucination super show.
He was definitely worried about what the Ring of Hallucinations thing was at first. When I mentioned stealing talent, he's like, "Wait, what's happening here?" And then once we told him what it actually was, he was all on board.
That's kind of my favorite part too, is that he's now on board with it. He wasn't like, no, he played along, which is fantastic. Yeah. So good stuff. Speaking of good stuff, so Ariel Helwani on Monday teased that Tony Khan was going to be joining him live in studio on Tuesday, and it got a lot of people wondering what that's going to look like, because for those who remembered, the last sit-down live interview between Tony and Ariel was contentious. It was tense. Ariel said for years that he didn't really like it that much, and even Tony was like, I didn't really hate it that much, but there were other instances that made that put them at odds in certain ways. To the point where there were a lot of talent, and Tony included, that were not appearing on Helwani's show, and AEW talent were kind of like, they're not doing it, and they weren't doing it, and then suddenly we started seeing some talent show up on the show. 50 million times Tony would have told you yesterday that Darby Allin was in fact on Ariel Helwani's show, and that Tony really liked it. And then other wrestlers from AEW have been on the program. But yesterday, TK was on. I thought it was a hell of a conversation. They did 80 minutes. They did a little over an hour and 20. And I think that Helwani got the questions in that he wanted. I think TK was really good at reading not just the room, but also reading the questions. You weren't going to get bombshells out of every answer, but I think in a lot of ways, Tony gave a little bit more than normal. There was a lot of the same old when he did the laundry list of missing talent. You got a lot of the same old Tony Khan, tells you, we love Britt Baker. We miss Britt Baker. She'll come back. I've called her, blah, blah, blah. You got the Chris Jericho is still a member of AEW, first-time champion, all the niceties that come with it. And I do like that Helwani, pushed back a few times and said, but is he going to come back this year? And Tony was like, we like him, and maybe he will. But otherwise, a good conversation. And Jeremy, the most eye-opening moment of the entire chat was when Tony turned his back on Time Cop. And he has now told us that Ghostbusters is his new favorite movie. He didn't say it verbatim, but I saw it in his eyes. He brought up Ghostbusters. He brought up that one scene that he goes back to. And all I said was, Tony, Time Cop, it's over. We've entered the Ghostbusters era of AEW. Elite Busters? All Elite
They did
Busters.
that. They did the Elite Busters.
Do that. We're back, baby. Yeah. What do you think of this? You were obviously on this, covering this, listening to all of it. Overall, what were your thoughts about Tony and Ariel Helwani?
It was good. I'm not going to pretend like it wasn't. A couple of things before we kind of dive into maybe some of the answers and whatnot. A little disappointed, but also understandable that Tony was like, why'd you call me Snowman? What was that about? What were you trying to get out of there? I think this really just goes to show the niceness of Tony Khan, because he didn't need to do this interview, especially with the things Ariel has said over the years. Like Tony's not losing anything by doing it. He does have a little bit to gain because Ariel's got a good audience, and his audience, there's the crossover between wrestling and MMA and everything. And Ariel's had a lot of wrestlers on. So he gained a little bit, but Tony can go on any show and it'll get views and people will cover it and everything. But he definitely, he did have plenty to lose especially if things didn't turn out too well. I think Tony probably knew things would be okay, and Tony's not going to be confrontational in these. So it doesn't surprise me that he didn't be like, hey, what was the snowman thing all about? Because that thing, like, wrestlers get asked about that. Like, wrestlers have been asked about that in other interviews. And it kind of started with that Helwani comment. So I don't wish Tony had brought it up, but I also kind of wish Tony had brought it up and just gotten an answer out of it. Obviously, Ariel's a very good interviewer. He asks very good follow-up questions. Ariel is also in a good position of, he knows he has a decent amount of time with these people. This isn't Tony doing a 10-minute radio hit where, hey, let me promote, and go from there. Like, Ariel got 80 minutes. And I mean, even a couple of times he's like, I know we got to wrap up. And then they kind of kept going. It's an in-studio interview. It's not a Zoom call interview. Because I'm pretty sure their first one was over video. And so that doesn't help things a lot of times. Like, when it's in studio, it's always a lot easier, and it's a lot easier to be more personable with the other person. I think they both had an expectation of, we want to do this right, and we want to do good content for both of our fan bases. Tony's not very confrontational. I don't think Ariel wanted to be confrontational. So they both had essentially a mutual unsaid, or maybe said, agreement of, let's play nice throughout this whole thing. Tony said it a couple of times, like, I think I've been very good. I've answered all your questions. And he was right. And so when he did give, like, I can't really comment on that, then, Tony, it was a little bit more acceptable compared to the last time Tony was on, when everything was a no comment and I can't say anything more about that. Those are my kind of two things from this. Is I wanted him to kind of address the snowman thing, because I do think that's a talking point when it comes to this, and it was a reason why they kind of had the contentious relationship, on top of the previous interview that Ariel called the worst of all time. And Ariel is good, and it's a comfortable setting, and knowing you have that much time with somebody makes things a lot easier to get out of things. And also, again, it's not a 10-minute radio hit where, hey, you got to promote. This is a more long form of a chat, so you can kind of dive into things a little bit more.
Tony, and we've said this before, is a very interesting figure, because he is excited, he's eccentric, and he's also awkward. And I think he'll tell you the same thing, that he is a little bit awkward. He's almost programmed a certain way. And you can tell, like, when he gets into his bag, and it's not just the promoter bag, but like talking about wrestling and the history, and not only the history of AEW, but also the history of, like, the wrestling he grew up with. God, he's so well spoken and learned about it. And then when he has to speak about topics of confrontation, we know historically that he doesn't like that. He doesn't like speaking about it, and he doesn't like dealing with confrontation, which I understand. Like, I don't like confrontation either. I try to stay away from it. It's not my favorite thing either. So I give Tony a lot of credit for being out there and putting himself in those positions, and wanting to speak passionately about something he really cares about, being AEW and wrestling in general. But when I watch him, sometimes I'm just like, you see him thinking, you see the gears turning, which is what some people really find to be a turnoff about being with Tony, because it's like, oh, he's thinking too much. But you have to, because he has been scrutinized from day one. He has said things that, sometimes have hit very poorly, and he's also said things that sometimes are praised. I thought this time around, he came in not only prepared, but also willing to be a little bit more vulnerable. But also, and I give Tony full marks for this, he called out Ariel at the right time, when Ariel started asking questions about that were a little more personal based, like the CM Punk stuff. He said, like, oh, you got me comfortable. You wanted me to start talking about this. He called him out. He was like, this is an interview tactic. And the fact that Tony knew and said it, I don't say this from a malicious standpoint. I think it was just the fact that, like, Tony knew and understood what that moment was, for him to say it, I thought that was really smart. And I thought that was good because it reset the expectations of what was going to be the next question or the follow-up from Helwani. And that stuff is you can teach that, but how you implement it is a totally different situation. So again, I don't always love Tony interviews, and you and I joke about it all the time that he hits the promoter vibe and then he's got exactly the verbiage he wants and he says it verbatim, and you do too. This was a little bit different. He had some of those, but I mean, walking on the set, and the first thing he says is, I really love this set. It's the best lit set in all of TV.
I thought that was.
Oh, that's where you go. It's like, Tony's a man after my own heart. The best lit set, he says.
That was like, very funny when he talked about the lighting to open the show.
It's like he didn't want to do it, and the whole time that he was doing prep, like Adam Hopkins, who was there, and they praised Adam Hopkins, he was also a very, very nice dude. I've had plenty of interactions, very positive ones with him for AWPR, and like he's putting over Hopkins, and I'm thinking to myself, I could just see yesterday Hopkins being like, pick one thing that you really like from his set, and just compliment him on it. And Tony being like, it's all WWE shit. He doesn't have Jaguar stuff. He doesn't have any Fulham stuff. He likes none of the same teams I do. He likes nothing that I like. I guess his lights are nice. And Adam's like, go with that. Because it's true. He's like, he's got a Bills jersey on his chair. He's got who's he a fan of? What's the team in the UK, the soccer club that he likes?
Oh, I have no idea.
Ariel likes a different team. He doesn't like Fulham. He likes another team that's a rival team, and it's just really funny. He's just like Ariel being like, you and I are probably very similar. We could probably be friends. But again, I thought in a lot of ways it was a productive conversation. I thought in a lot of ways Tony showed a very different view of himself. Nottingham, thank you, Louis, knowing this. Nottingham Forest and Matthew Hooks too. Anyway, different teams, but you can see the similarities because Ariel also has his way of doing things, and like they're very set people when it comes to their tunnel vision. So for that, I thought the interview ended up going a lot better. They were both ready to be flexible and understand that they are different, but also coming from the same type of promotion. It was good.
Yeah, overall, I thought it was a good interview, and I think the best stuff from the interview was the Punk stuff, because Tony in the past really hasn't commented on those things. So I thought Ariel did a good job asking the questions of the tape and why the decision to air that, and the bigger one of the criticism, because this is not a criticism that CM Punk just has of people walk all over Tony and he's too nice and everything. Like, that's a criticism a lot of people have of Tony. And so Tony pushing back on that, or giving a response, it wasn't necessarily a pushback, but Tony giving a response on that, I thought was good. Like, did he give any groundbreaking response with anything? No, everything was pretty by the numbers with it.
I will say this, in the past, something that stuck out to me was, once upon a time, Tony was like, "Oh, tribalism in wrestling could be a good thing." He had said at one point, and for him to go back in this interview, and he was a lot more level-headed. He talked about Miro, for example, and his feeling. He was very complimentary towards the idea of when talent goes somewhere else or leaves the company, that it's not. It doesn't take it as personally as it once felt, and for that, I think that shows growth, professionally speaking as well, because he says with Miro, we had different visions, and that's okay. And that is, again, feel how maybe afterwards the camera's cutting, he's like, I fucking hate Miro. I get it. Like, whatever. But him saying at least on a camera that he's like, I see it this way and this is the way it is, I'll take that growth over like, yeah, tribalism in wrestling should exist. Well, no, because then it just becomes worse and worse. But yeah.
No, again, Tony is a nice guy. That's the thing about Tony, and that's why when people say stuff about him and everything, I was like, I mean, look, you want to criticize his booking? Sure, we do it on this show all the time. Like, some of the decisions aren't great, and there are even some stuff when it comes to contracts and holding guys out and sidelining people and everything. It's like, yeah, you probably handle those things a little bit better. But overall, I don't think you're going to truly find anybody that is like, yeah, Tony Khan sucks and is like a horrible human being and has done like deplorable shit. Get the criticism of Tony is that he is too nice and allows people to walk over him. That is the criticism of Tony Khan. And it's like, well, would you rather that, or would you rather some of the other stuff that we've heard about from other people? You know, he's just a very nice guy, and his answers on this were, again, just very complimentary of everything. His answer of the the photo with Ricky, Jade, Punk, and Cody. Ariel was trying to needle a little bit. It's like, how does that make you feel? Type of thing. I was like, oh, it made me smile because it made me think of the Cody and Moxley photo. And I took that photo, and he's like, I could talk for hours about how much I love all four of them as people and all the great times we had in AEW, everything. And like they're doing great now, and like we have a great roster, and we're on the up right now. It's like, okay, like he's not gonna bury anybody. I think Tony knows that's not smart business, because what benefit is it of him to be like, yeah, didn't love how Ricky left, didn't love how Jade left, didn't love how Punk left, didn't love how Cody left. You know, bad fallout there with all of them. CM Punk sold me a bill of goods when he wanted to come in. Cody said he was going to be here for life when he helped found the company. We put Jade Cargill on the map. No one knows she existed without us. We plucked Ricky from the NWA, and then look how they left. It doesn't benefit him, because as we've seen in wrestling, you never know how these things can come back around. And there could be a point where Cody, as I bump my mic, where Cody, Jade, Punk, and Ricky might be like, maybe this WWE thing isn't for me anymore. Maybe I do want to go back to AEW. And they'll probably remember that, hey, Tony spoke very highly of me. And even if Tony buried him, we've been able to mend those fences as well in the past.
So one thing with Tony is, as Sean has put it, there's only one person, one name that is not welcome back at All Elite Wrestling, who's not like embroiled in some sort of like super duper controversy.
Linda Hogan.
That's right, Linda Hogan. The body of Hulk Hogan. Like, even Ric Flair was a good example of that. It's a recent example. Rick came back despite saying what he said about it, not being the biggest fan of AEW, but also his daughter's there, and Andrade is moved back and forth. The Andrade stuff, I thought that was very funny. How he was like, he was like, he didn't want to say legally I can't get into it. So I think he had a really good pivot out of it, starting with the 2023, we loved him, blah, blah, blah. And then just being like, it's good to see him for that one night. I'm sure he'll be back. I was just laughing because I was like, he didn't want to shut it down, but he also didn't want to, because I think in TK's mind, or at least PR's mind, it was like, if you shut it down with legally we can't go there, then it makes the interviewer feel like, oh, what else can't we talk about? So instead, he kind of kept it a little more open-ended to make it feel like, oh, we can still talk. We just can't get too deep in the weeds. Shout out to us. So I did appreciate that at least there was an attempt to continue having an open dialogue. And that felt like the theme of this conversation between Ariel and Tony was, we're going to have a dialogue. We're going to have a discussion.
You're going to start a dialogue.
You're going to start a dialogue. And that was it ended up being a very positive interaction. And again, what's really frustrating to me, and it's really just because it was like the beginning of the week going into their pay-per-view, I had completely forgotten that Full Gear is this weekend. But that's also because we had Raw, we were going into NXT tonight. Like, for those who are in the cycle all the time, it's easy to forget, like, oh, you have a pay-per-view on Saturday. So at least this brought me back to reminding, like, oh, they do have a pay-per-view. And it was good to have him show up on a call or in a conversation that wasn't just like putting over every single match that they're doing and just saying it's going to be great, everything's great. No, he had a proper conversation. And I think he handled the questions about as well as to be expected.
Yeah, and it was a good interview. There are multiple takes from it as far as Tony as a person, as far as some of his answers with things. My biggest take was Tony Khan seems like a very nice guy who just loves wrestling and wants everybody to get along. And right now, the AEW locker room is the best it's ever been.
And he really misses pandemic AEW. He was all the time. He was like, "Oh, I remember when we were all together at Daly's place." He kept doing this a lot. We were all together, fingers together. And I'm looking at these things. I thought it was very funny that he, that he was so nostalgic about the pandemic AEW days.
Yeah, because as he mentioned, that's when everybody just kind of like grew close, and they had nothing else to do but be with each other and wrestle. I mean, CM Punk has said that time in AEW was a big reason why he wanted to go to AEW, because the stuff about Brody never got out, and it showed how like tight knit everyone was during that. Now, of course, like Punk could have just been saying that because he was in AEW at the time, and he changed his mind when he goes to another company. But I do think it does speak to the overall togetherness of that time in AEW, because that could have been the death of the company. I really don't think people understand how much that could have completely blown up the company. They were 4 or 5 months into a television deal, and then all of a sudden they can no longer travel. They have to stay in one spot. Fortunately, they had Daly's place, because if they didn't, then they're probably running things out of, I guess, the Nightmare Factory like they did for a few tapings. That could have gotten kind of tough. But fortunately, they had Daly's place and everything. So, but if they didn't have that, or if guys were just kind of mailing things in or didn't kind of come together there, it could have been a huge turnoff for everything. And they did some really good outside the box stuff during that. Their shows were far, far more lively than the WWE shows during that time. Like the Thunderdome era sucked. There was some hilarious stuff, but like that was some bad wrestling. While the AEW stuff, because they had the wrestlers around the ring, and they did some outside the box stuff like the Stadium Stampede and some of the vignettes that they did. Like it was far better than the WWE time. But I don't think people realize that had certain things like not kind of broken their way, or if certain things like they weren't able to cobble together, it could have been the end of the company.
Yeah, it was a tight time. I think, going back to, we've talked about this, the Thunderdome was a feat of engineering by WWE and their partners that looked cool in concept, but it was too pristine. Whereas at least with AEW, when they were doing the shows at Dailies, especially when they started not only inviting some of the fans to sit way back to at least give you some energy, but also having the talent in front, interacting and doing their thing. And again, the Guns got a job for life because of the way that they worked that pandemic during Daly's place times, like being the loudest people in the room and just being like over excited for everything. They earned themselves a position at AEW as long as they wanted. But that's in my opinion. But the point of all this being, you could tell that not only was AEW having the time of their life during the pandemic and working in one solitary venue live almost every week, that paid dividends for them. And then the Thunderdome was like, let's just go out there, play into the screens. There's no one really here. You didn't have any real people to listen to. Like, how many times have you heard talent be like, God, there was nobody there. There was just us production and no one reacting. And it's like, the reaction is almost the thing that cushions the blow when you take a bump. It's amazing, the psychological aspect that goes into wrestling that a lot of people don't really think about, especially in that moment. So no, I get it. That's why with Tony, it's like he's going to think fondly of that time, because it created a culture at AEW that was not fully realized until then. So it's good. Meanwhile, Ariel Helwani really wants him to hire Killer Kross.
Oh, that was the most hilarious part of that whole thing. Like,
Helwani's just like, have you thought about hiring Kross? I thought he'd be a slam dunk. I thought him and Scarlett were perfect for your company. And Tony just be like, I have not spoken to Kross in years. He's
Tony.
great. So great. Love Cross. Yeah, you should hire him. So great. Love him. So great. Yeah, but have you thought about hiring him? Oh, yeah, we love him. He's great. Yeah, haven't spoken to him forever. I love the work he's sitting there being like, you poor son of a bitch.
That was the most uncomfortable Tony got during the whole interview. It's like, can this guy shut up about Killer Cross?
And I love at one point he's trying to veer off, and Ariel's like, yeah, but Killer Cross, though, right?
Yeah, he was trying to like praise Darby and just go into like praise for Darby. And he's like, okay, but what about Cross? Have you talked to Cross? What are you doing with Cross here? Oh, man, that was so funny. It's like, no, I got nothing against Cross. I think he does good work. I think he's a very nice guy. Every interview I listen to, I like him more and more, honestly. But if AEW wanted him, they would have scooped him up immediately. Like, at this point, they clearly don't want him, and that's fine. And maybe down the line, that'll change, and a spot will be kind of become available for him, and they can work him into something. But if they wanted him, they would have scooped him up immediately, because the time to get him would have been immediately after he left WWE. That's when he was hot with everything. There was no non-compete. They didn't have to wait 90 days. He was on SummerSlam, and then he was on SummerSlam, and then he was a free agent a week later. He could have showed up on Dynamite a week or two after his SummerSlam match, and it would have been like, oh boy, like that would have been the time to get him. And the fact that they didn't get him then, it's like, yeah, they didn't have the interest then. They don't have the interest now. I don't know if they will have the interest. Boggs is saying who's spot. You never know with this stuff, right? Like I agree that I don't know what the spot is going to be with Cross, but you never know if something comes up that it might be able to work. God forbid somebody get hurt and multiple people get hurt, and so you're kind of, you feel a little thinner than usual, and then it's like, oh well, maybe Killer Cross can come in and fill this role. Cross and Scarlett can kind of fill this role. What that would be, I don't know, but I wouldn't have known any spot that would have been opening up for anybody until it just happens.
Would be funny to have him lead the Dark Order, though. Cross puts on a
that group doesn't really exist. So.
How dare you?
Like
when was the last time we saw the Dark Order? Are they on?
They're on Ring of Honor.
Oh, that's news to me. I didn't know this. I interview Uno more about his other ventures than I do his AEW ones.
Yeah.
You gotta see this. Hold on, let me check. Evil Uno. When was the last time Uno wrestled at AEW? I assume. Yeah, okay.
Probably Ring of Honor stuff.
Defeat 3 people at Houston. This was last week.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, they're on Ring of Honor. They did the big feud with our guys in the frat house, so right. They're on Ring of Honor if nothing else, whatever that counts for. But that's on an AEW group at this point.
No, God, they got to get their way back. Anyway, I'm sure no one's complaining. Excuse me. Yeah, we saw them at the catering in 2300 Arena.
Right.
It was a big thing.
Nobody remembers those shows because they were poorly attended and clearly not as big as TNA.
They were Tony Condello sized.
Tony Condello, thank you. I forgot.
Yes, I can't forget because A, I'm Canadian, and B, Tony Condello, you can't think about him without thinking about the 2300 Arena.
I don't know who Tony Condello is.
He puts on the death tours in Winnipeg, the ones that go up to the native reserves. Everyone talks about being in the van and like they don't stay in hotels and everything. Yeah, that was it was funny because like I felt like the weirdo being like, you guys don't know about Tony Condello, and I'm just like, oh right, I'm Canadian and I know about Chris Jericho and all the others who have done it. Like Edge and Christian have talked about it extensively. Sorry, Adam Copeland and Christian have talked about it extensively. Rhino's talked about it extensively because they've done them. Like all the guys who are up north have done the death tours, and it's like a lore part of being a wrestler. And they did a movie recently about the death.
They did, yeah. No, I've heard Jericho talk about the death tours and everything. Yeah, they did like a documentary thing on it. So I've heard Jericho talk about it. The Tony Condello name just completely escaped me. And,
I understand. I do. That's what you should ask Tony about. Tony Condello. Tony, I think Condello's done stuff for AEW for Adam Copeland. No, I'm thinking of what's his face, his trainer in Toronto. Oh my God. Oh, who's the guy who trained him? Also trained Trish. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's going to kill me.
Jody Threat.
No, although I'm going to talk about Jody in a second. Oh, damn it. This is going to kill me. Who trained Adam? Damn you. The internet, tell me. Not Bubbles. He's problematic. We don't talk about him anymore. Ron Hutchison.
Oh, okay.
He was on AW doing a thing. Anyway.
Okay.
Actually, yeah. So after our Jody Thread interview, I got hit up by George Barbosa, who does a lot of video work. Yeah. Oh, good. So he sent to me, and I'm hoping to you too, the video that they're going to be dropping in about 40 minutes after our show goes off the air on Jody's YouTube channel, a mini documentary about Jody's match with Mercedes in Winnipeg for Winnipeg Pro. And I watched it last night, and it was, first of all, I got to put it over. It's very well shot. It is very well produced. And Jody is just, there's a likability about Jody because she just is a real person. She's not a gimmick. Like what you see is what you get with Jody Threat. And I think it goes over really well. You'll see it if you watch her YouTube channel. Watch this video, drops at noon. Again, big thanks to George and to Jody for allowing us to get a sneak preview of this thing before it drops. It's 20 minutes long. It's an easy watch, and it's just very well done.
I like the people comments of like, I didn't know too much about Jody Thread, or wasn't super interested in what was going on with her, and then I watched this interview and like, I like her now. She seems great. I was like, yeah, good. It's a goal of some of these interviews, is to show that these people are real humans who are pretty down to earth and just like bullshitting around with us. And if you appreciate their wrestling off of that, then more power to you. But I did like that people hopefully became bigger fans of Jody Threat after that interview, because she's a lot of fun. She's a lot of fun.
You know what the worst part about that video was? It's now making me want to go to Winnipeg in February for that symphony orchestra show that they're doing.
Sounds dumb.
I think it's a dumb idea for me to do it, but like, I'm seriously considering it. Just bring my cameras and get some conversations going and go watch this show. Yeah, like someone on Twitch is saying, by the way, twitch.tv/FightfulGaming, it's Winterpeg, especially in February.
Winterpeg, he says.
Yeah, because you're getting pegged by that winter weather. It's bad. So
Okay.
I'm seriously considering it, just because they're doing that stuff with the WSO, and I'll stay very close to the venue and not go outside if I can help it. Ryan saying do it. I would do it, but I got it at the cost. It's the cost. Like Grazi Streams is saying. To Grazi Streams. Yeah, you got to be crazy to do it. But you know what? The flights might actually be cheap that time. Winnipeg Pro Wrestling. We're gonna look at this live on the air. We're gonna see how much this costs.
We do too much flight looking up on this show.
Have you noticed that too?
Yeah.
Seems like the perfect time to do it is when I'm on the show. To Winnipeg, leaving. When did I say it was? February 6th, February 4th. I couldn't find a cheap flight. That doesn't seem right. That's a Wednesday. Is a show on a Wednesday? Huh. All right. Let's do it. Anything to not watch Dynamite, I guess. Let's see. February 4th. I'll go in on the Tuesday and I'll leave on the Thursday. I'll come in on the Wednesday, leave on the Thursday. Who am I kidding? Okay. $200. Let's go. And I got to go to Winterpeg. Guys, it's a Wednesday. Leaving my spaghetti. Sorry. I'm back. All right. Okay. This might be doable. This is a problem. I got to hit up the guys ahead of WPW.
Good luck.
Thank you. Feels good, bruh. These are nonstop flights too, so this could actually be doable. We'll see.
Oh, okay. Before we get into anything else, I got to ask this, Joel. What was your moment of Tuesday?
Oh, this is a good question. Joe Hendry being a big old loser. Didn't even eat the pin. Thea Hail had to eat the pin. That made me upset. But once again, Joe Hendry signs that big money WWE deal just to be rolled around in a trash can and losing matches. Also, Shiloh Hill is perfect because he is exactly what Florida wrestling should be.
Wow, going negative. Can't believe you. Moment of Tuesday for me. Dark State stocks up, baby. Defeating Javon Evans and Leon Slater in a match of the year candidate. That was the best moment on Tuesday.
All right, I can get behind that. What else do we have to talk about
Does
today?
Dark State have any merchandise?
They have to. Come on. WWEshop.com. Let's take a look.
I'm looking it up. I got it.
All right. I'm bringing this up too, just because.
Yeah, they got a shirt. They got one shirt.
Yeah, one, and I'm sure it's very like.
I wouldn't be caught dead wearing this shirt, but
why is this? Okay, there we go. Oh my gosh, this is awful.
It's got like their little mask gimmicks on the front, and then it just says Dark State on the back. We need a Dark State Stocks Up shirt.
This looks ugly as sin. Look at this thing. What are we doing? It just they, on the back and the 4 masks. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, they should be selling the bandanas. Like, that's pretty lame that they're not.
Although the t-shirt is only $24.49 if you use the code BELT25, because if you're caught wearing this t-shirt, you should get belted for it.
They might think it's ugly themselves. I think you kind of realize a lot of wrestlers kind of don't like some of their merch and like theme songs and stuff. They might agree with you.
Yep. Look at this Scatabo stuff. It's hilarious.
Dude, so we didn't talk too much about that yesterday.
We just got to point out.
Scat Pack. That kind of rules.
Oh, they love they poopy.
Rules.
Yes.
SP3.
Go ahead.
SP3 and I didn't really get into the Scatabo stuff, but people got big mad about him being physical because he's out for the year with an ankle injury. It's like he just shoved the dude, kind of brawled a little bit. Like he's fine. Yeah, I think it's a worse look for WWE because you're kind of teasing that something's gonna happen, and this dude he ain't wrestling anytime soon. Like his ankle is fucked. I do not advise anybody to seek out that video, but if you saw the video, you know his ankle is fucked. So he ain't wrestling anytime soon. So they just like tease this, and they're gonna have no real follow-up on it unless Andrew Schultz is gonna get his ass kicked, which I'm all for that. But yeah, I didn't have an issue with this. It happens all the time in sports. People
know that I'm not a big football fan, and I knew who he was. So because on Sundays, if I'm like at my computer working, I have Twitter open, and I just see everyone's talking about football on my timeline. That's why I don't talk on Sundays. I go away from Twitter. But once in a while, I'll see names, and I did see the injury a few weeks ago to the man. So I was like, I was surprised to see him, but I wasn't as upset. Like Grace is saying, thanks for the tip off about the Giants subreddit, because it came up on Reddit for me under like our all. And it was a rising topic about him getting physical. And the Giants subreddit were so upset at the management, at the organization. They're like, how could you let this happen? Oh, this fake shit. Da, da, da. And I'm like, he ain't going to come back this season. What does it matter? I understand the idea that like, okay, he's hurt now. This could make it worse. You're putting millions of dollars into these people that you're signing to play. And like Ruff is saying, like it's a bad look for the Giants organization. I get that. I get that feeling, but also he ain't wrestling. He got up and he did a shove. He didn't. I don't know. I think we put a lot of emphasis on like how important people are when it comes to sports. And who fucking cares? Stop signing them to multi-billion-dollar deals and start giving more money to doctors and nurses.
I don't even know if like Scatabo cleared this with the Giants. Honestly,
doubt it. I so doubt it. He's from everything I read, he's a kid because he's like 23, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a rookie this year. Yeah,
he's just young and full of piss and vinegar, does whatever he wants, and it's like he's 23. He's gonna do stupid shit. Maybe he's gonna get fined by the team. Maybe this makes him look best, and maybe it's a bad streak for him on his his permanent record, so to speak. Maybe he is looked at poorly by management. It could affect his playing. I get it. Like that's his problem, but I think you're right that he did not clear this. But also he could have been like, I was in the moment and I got into it. I'm so sorry. And then that's it. And then he moves on.
Yeah, well, I don't think he's gonna get in trouble for it because that team sucks. They need someone.
He's got a damn merch deal with WWE at this point. Like, I don't know how the Giants could be upset about this. It's just more exposure. I mean, I'm sure they love more money out of it, but like, it's just very funny the way that this has all come around.
I mean, I'm sure he did get a talking to of like, dude, what are you doing out here? But as Louis points out, like, he plays football, Darby Allin wrestling. This dude like seeks all of this contact. Like, his head is down the entire time. He is waiting for someone to hit him, and then he's ready to hit them twice as hard. Like, I don't think he really cares. I don't know how long his career is going to be. I think this ankle injury sucks, and that might fuck his career at the very beginning of it anyway, to where he's not going to have a long shelf life. But even if he stayed actually healthy and was able to just continue forward, his play style was only going to lead him to have 3-4 years in the league. Like, he ain't long for this sport. Bless him, the way he plays. I think it's great, but yeah, he ain't long for this stuff. So he's a big wrestling fan. He went to the show. They were probably like, hey, you want to do something? He's not going to turn that down. He's like, hell yeah, I want to do something. This sounds great. So that's what he ended up doing. I'm sure the Giants weren't thrilled about it. My thing is, and someone mentioned, let me pull up this chat here, HUD thing. If McKinnon or McCarr were out with injury and did that, Jeremy wouldn't be so approving of the bit. Like, he's injured already. So
is this a how much more injured could he get?
With something like this, kind of, honestly, because it's not like he's bumping on his ankle or anything. He's standing there and just kind of shoving and throwing arms like this. Yeah, if McKinnon or McCarr had a shoulder injury and they're using all of those limbs to try to do this, I'd be kind of pissed. If they had an ankle injury and they're just like standing there and like, let me try to do something here, like, I'd be like, all right, sure. Like, you're already out for the year anyway. If this is what you want to do in your free time, I don't think this is going to set him back or anything. You know, like, he's got an ankle injury. It's a bad ankle injury, and he's doing this where we're standing it. And so I don't know if he really made it that much worse on things. His teammates were like, yeah, he's just, that's Scataboo for you. Like, what are you going to say? That's scat being scat out there. That's why, I forget which comedian it says it, but whenever they're like, oh yeah, that's just scat being scat, that's code for he's an asshole or he's a dumbass. That's what that's code for. Oh, what can you do? That's just scat being scat out there. Yeah, he's a dumbass is what they're saying there. Or yeah, he's an asshole. Like, oh, you gotta go out there and let him be scat out there.
That is so funny. Yeah, I saw it, and I was, again, I didn't clock it until I saw the subreddit, the Giants subreddit, getting so upset. I was like, oh yeah, I guess I can understand why you'd be a little upset about this. But also, he gets paid a lot of money. He'll be fine.
He's on a rookie deal. I don't know how much he gets paid. He's on a
whatever. He
lower
gets
level.
They're still getting paid. And also, he signed a merch deal with WWE, so clearly, like, he's getting some income while he's out injured. So who cares? So funny.
He ain't long for the NFL. No. The way he plays, I respect it. I think he's great, honestly, but yeah, I don't think he's long for the NFL with the way he's playing, because that man just goes. He is not afraid, good and bad. He is not afraid to just go out there and hit somebody.
He'll be working SummerSlam, brother.
I don't know if he'll be healthy enough for SummerSlam. I mean, he probably wants to. I don't know if.
I think he'll work hard to get there if he needs to.
Yeah, I don't know if the Giants are going to be super thrilled with that one. They're like, oh, hey, hold on, because that's August. That's close. That's training camp time for NFL players. NBA players, it's a little bit easier to get away with because that's still off season for them for SummerSlam. WrestleMania is more for the NFL players. That's their downtime. That's true off season for them. I don't know if he's gonna be ready for. That was a gnarly injury. That's That's like a year away. I don't think he's going to be ready for any type of like WrestleMania.
Is he on a 1-year deal with New York?
Nah, he's on a rookie deal, so it's like 3-4 years
It's
until
3-4 years.
his next contract is up.
I was gonna say because next year the SummerSlam is in Minnesota, so we're gonna say if Vikings pick him up, he'll put them all over there.
Nah, he'll be in New York for the next couple of years. I don't know what his next contract's gonna look like. I'm sure New York wants to keep him, assuming he's healthy. I just don't. That might be his last contract.
That's fine. Send them a couple of those ugly NFL titles in the wall. Forget it.
Those things suck.
They're
man.
so ugly.
Yeah.
Just it's like the Leafs belts. I'm just like, this is the closest the Leafs will come to a championship. Oh God, it's awful.
If they weren't so expensive, like I'd want to get like an Avs or a Thunder title just for the bit, but it's way too much to do on a bit.
The entire New York Giants versus Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. I hope the Giants beat Brock.
Scatterboo would be like the Homer. You know what I mean?
Like
when he, yeah, Homer Simpson when he does the boxing where he just gets the shit beat out of him, but like he doesn't stop. He's like, "Oh, you got to kill me," basically, and then the other dude gets tired. That would be Scatterboo with Brock.
But the problem is Scatterboo would take all the offense, but like Homer just took the offense and said, "Keep going." Scatterboo would try to fight. That's where the downfall of the bit comes.
Yeah, but he'd get mauled by Brock, but it wouldn't matter because he's just gonna get up and keep going, and Brock's gonna blow himself up. So, yeah.
There you go. Live Blast is saying Scatterboo was 4 years, $5 million.
Yeah, it's a rookie deal, so it's not much. And I don't think he was a first round pick. I think he was second or third because I think they take Jackson Dart in the first round. I don't remember who the first round pick was, but yeah, it's a rookie deal, and he wasn't like a top 10 pick. So if you're on a rookie deal, not a top 10 pick, the money's not. Like it's obviously good.
It was $650,000 this year.
Yeah, he was
sure.
He was fourth round. Yeah, so that ain't much.
Anyway, shall we preview AEW Dynamite?
Yeah, there's a lot happening, and it's a 3-hour show. And
are we excited? The Agganis Arena in Boston, Massachusetts. It's a lot of Dynamite. There are a lot of matches announced. Go home to Full Gear.
Yeah. It seems like it's a good show. The 3-hour stuff is just, and this is not me saying like it's too long. They punt on that final hour.
They do. They know that they know that the number goes to the point where like even HBO Max is just like, we could make it a 3-hour time window, but nah, let's just turn it off after 2 hours and tell you to go find the other one.
Yeah, they punt on that third hour every single time. So. And the one time they tried to get people to stick around was when, Tony Khan has a big announcement. It was Okada and Omega. It's like, oh, that's what we stuck around for. A match announcement that you make every single week of a match announcement.
Got to get them excited. Got to do something.
They don't care about that third hour. So
anyway.
It should be a good show, though. I really like the matches on this show.
Yeah, lots going on. For the number 1 spot in the Casino Gauntlet to crown the AEW National Champion. Another title that Tony Khan did discuss with Billy about, by the way, for those who missed that. Also gave up the Shockwave name. He said, "You want it, you got it. I don't want it anyway."
Yeah, we're using it, so
we're not using it. It's all yours. Anyway, number 1 spot in the Casino Gauntlet at Full Gear. Lashley versus Ricochet. This should be really fun, really fun one. I'm looking forward to that one.
I hope Lashley wins, and then I hope Shelton beats Speedball for the number 2 spot, and then the Casino Gauntlet is just Shelton laying down for Lashley. That's the whole Casino Gauntlet.
I'm afraid I got some bad news. It's gonna be Lashley's gonna be Ricochet, and then in the number 2 spot, it's Speedball Mike Bailey and Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin, who has no problem laying down for new talent, especially Speedball.
Yeah.
MVP's probably like
Bobby Lashley. He's gonna lay down for him.
MVP's probably like, Shelton, don't do this. You just don't let him beat you. He's shit. And Shelton being like, I gotta let him, man. He's like half my age. Come on. Anyway, Speedball and Lashley starting numbers 1 and 2 would be, be Ricochet and Speedball. No, sorry, Lashley and Speedball. Starting, I got confused about who wins what. Lashley and Speedball winning 1 and 2. That would work for me. That'd be a lot of fun.
I don't know if that's gonna work for Speedball.
Oh,
he's
he's
gonna
got to survive for 3 minutes.
he's gonna run his offense, and Lashley's gonna be like, I ain't selling these fucking kicks.
That's fine. He's okay with that. Double Jeopardy, Kazuchika Okada and Mascara Dorada. If Okada wins, then what is it? Okada gets a shot at the CMLL Trios titles with his team.
No. Don Callis family gets a shot. It doesn't necessarily have to be Okada.
Oh, so
it can be Rocky, Lance, and Josh Alexander out there.
I think it's more Chuck Taylor, but sure.
I don't think Chuck Taylor is going to be part of this.
Oh, you don't know. He just has to show up. He doesn't have to work.
I mean, he hasn't worked for a while. He's injured.
They're taking on Mascara Dorada. If Mascara Dorada wins and beats Okada, then Mascara Dorada gets a unified title match against Kazuchika Okada.
Yeah.
So I guess that Rocky and Co will be going to CMLL in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, Dorada's not beating Okada. Sorry, folks.
Kenny Omega makes his return. He's gonna talk about teaming up with the dinosaur and his friend, I guess.
Yeah.
This should be fine. Hangman Page takes on Katsuyori Shibata. It's non-title, so no brains on the table tonight. Just a good match, wrestling-wise. I'm sure Mimosa Joe will be around, maybe on commentary. They'll do something. He's not officially announced for commentary, but I wouldn't be surprised if Joe says, I'll be on commentary.
Why are people saying that Sky Team is on full gear? Did they say that if Okada wins, this is a full gear match with Sky Team? Because Alexander already has a match at full gear. Trent and Rocky already have a match at full gear. Lance is in Japan doing tag league, so there's no way that's
on like a Friday night CMLL show.
Yeah, there's no way if Okada wins, they're doing Don Callis family challenges for full gear. Unless the challenging team is going to be Okada, Takeshita, and Fletcher's already got a match at full gear. El Clone, I think he's hurt though.
He's hurt, yeah.
Well, whatever. He can just stand there. Okada can Takeshita can.
Thank you. I'm glad you see it too. No, so Tony, the tweet was Double Jeopardy promotes it. He says if Okada wins, Don Callis family gets a future shot at Sky Team CMLL World Trios titles. If Dorado wins, he gets a future shot at Unified titles. So there's no mention of timing. And the follow-up tweet is just promoting the fact that they had an unforgettable contest and a 3-way it all out. First time ever one-on-one. Just the promotional stuff. So there's been no talk of when the match would happen. Either of those matches.
Yeah, I mean they got enough people in Don Callis family that I guess you could do Hechicero and Mark Davis. Archer's in Japan. He's doing World Tag League, so it's not gonna be Lance Archer. And you're running out of bodies at this point. You got Okada, Takeshita. I don't feel like they're gonna actually challenge for the titles. I feel like this bid is being set up so it's 3 people who can challenge, who can lose for the titles. And is Mark Davis. I guess they could theoretically put him in there, and then
Davis takes and Rocky.
Rocky's got a match at full gear.
No, they're not going to do it at full gear though.
No, I know, but that's what people are saying. That it's full gear, and so that's why I'm saying like who can you use at full gear, and I agree they're not going to do it at full gear.
That's it.
That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious.
Tony was only uncomfortable because he couldn't tell him that he's already signed Killer Cross.
And he's going to be part of the Don Callis family on top of everything. They need a new Wardlow and Brian Cage.
Oh, God. We're going to get to Ken in a minute, but let's finish rounding out this card. The Women's Tag Championship Tournament first round match. Mina Shirakawa, Timeless Tony Storm against Riho and Alex Windsor.
I mean, Tony and Mina are winning this thing.
Be very funny if they didn't. Megan Bain and Marina Shafir take on Ty J on the other side of the bracket. Actually, it's the same side of the bracket, just separate matches. So the winners of these 2 matches go on to face each other, I assume, at Full Gear. And then the finals will also be the same night at Full Gear. That's the way.
No, they still got to do the other. You're doing 3 tournament matches at Full Gear?
I mean, it wouldn't put it past Tony to do that.
No.
To cut out the card.
No. They're not doing
Tailgate
that.
Brawl do one of those matches? They already have 2 matches for Tailgate.
Yeah, I don't think you're putting one of these matches on Tailgate. This card already has fucking 9 matches, 2 on Tailgate, so you're at 7 matches. They're not adding.
I thought the idea was that the tag titles would culminate at Full Gear.
I think that's what people theorize, but I don't think that was ever stated.
That was a good question. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah. I don't think that was ever stated that it was going to be Full Gear. I think people were like, oh, well, Full Gear makes the most sense, which I agree. Yeah. But again, I don't think it was ever stated that Full Gear is where they were doing this. Is the Full Gear logo? Let's look at the bracket. Women's tag titles bracket, because usually they put the Full Gear logo on like the where the finals is. Yeah, they don't have that at all. It just says starts next week. Nah, it was never. Finals were never planned for Full Gear, and that was a theory people had, which understandable. But yeah, that was never stated.
All right, well, there you go. They're not going to put those on. Maybe the Dynamite after Full Gear.
Yeah.
Where is that Dynamite after Full Gear?
Chicago, because it's Thanksgiving.
No, it's actually Nashville because it's Thanksgiving this time.
Okay.
Is it Nashville? It's probably. I mean, I know they're in Nashville. Yeah, Nashville at the Pinnacle.
Oh, okay.
So it might be Dynamite Thanksgiving, or they'll do it. I don't know, Fisher, Indiana. I don't know. And then for the Women's ROH Television Championship, the unification match is Mercedes Moné against Red Velvet. Congratulations to Mercedes Moné for winning her 13th championship, but not really her 13th championship.
Yeah, they ain't beating Mercedes 4 days before she's about to challenge for the AEW Women's Championship. You got FTR losing a couple weeks ago, a couple weeks before they were challenging for the tag team titles, but yeah, they ain't beating Mercedes in this spot.
There you go. That's Dynamite. It's going to be a 3-hour show. It's going to be a lot of matches that sound actually a lot of fun, and we'll see what comes out of it. And I know you and SP3 will be talking about that tomorrow. Ken Bruno told us he chickened out making that sign for Raw.
Ken.
Very upsetting, but says it'll be at Full Gear, front row, behind the announcers. So is it going to be Jeremy for Mr. Elegance or Tony Do in the Weeds? I think you should do Tony Do in the Weeds. The Mr. Elegance thing has come and gone. TNA decided to shoot themselves in the foot. If Jeremy even showed up to watch an episode of TNA, they kick him out sight unseen because he spoils everything. Tony doing in the weeds, I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah, as much as I like putting myself over, I put the show before myself. So I would say it should be Tony doing the weeds.
Got to do it. You got to do it. Because I called him out. I was said, why isn't Ken Bruno on the why isn't he on the signs on Raw? And then he's like, about that. I was like, you suck.
You can do a Vanilla Baby sign. So we want Blake Christian. That'll be a good shout to the show. You know, yeah. We don't need to put over TNA on an AEW
no,
show.
I don't think they want you to do that either. That's why I'm like, just do Tony do in the weeds on Fightful.
Yeah. Or in the weeds better than Busted Open. We'll take that one.
We will absolutely take in the weeds is better than Busted Open.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I do like the plea to Tony Khan to join in the weeds. Maybe I should put this out there now because I feel like the statute of limitations has passed here. And maybe I need to like manifest.
Well, Raw didn't end in a DQ this week, so I think you can say it.
Yeah, well, maybe I need to manifest some things since Ariel Helwani has manifested a friendship with Tony Khan now.
And trying to get Killer Cross signed at AEW.
Yeah. For those who remember, it was a Tuesday show, and Raw ended in a DQ. So that could be any show in the last few months. This was a couple months ago though, because they did have a run where there wasn't a DQ.
I'm gonna get the thing from that week, the thumbnail from that week.
Okay, all right. If you have it.
Oh, I have all the thumbnails.
I know, but I don't know what day it was.
I know exactly which one because it was a very special thumbnail that I made.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
sure. All right, so for those that remember, Raw and the DQ, I said I would not be reviewing Raw because that was my edict, and I stayed true to that. SP3 and I did like 3 hours and 15 minutes on that day, and I told everybody that like, maybe somebody will show up here. You know, we get a guess. Like we had a reason for going as long as we did. The reason was
This was
after that was the thumbnail.
This was the thumbnail, and I know
Oh.
because I'll never forget doing the another DQ over and over and over again.
Okay. All right. So there, if anybody remembers what this show was. So yeah, SP3 and I went like 3 hours, and some of it was just like stalling for time and everything. I woke up that morning to a DM from the president of AEW saying, "Hey, hope you're well. You know, would love to possibly come on the show since you're not talking about Raw to talk about AEW. I have a busy day, NFL meetings and stuff, but if I have time, I would love to come on the show." I was like, "Oh, great!" Like, I was like, "We're live until noon. You know, we can go long though if you're available, and you know, that'd be fantastic." So that's why SP3 and I went very long on that episode, because we were holding out that maybe the president of AEW would pop on the show and hang out with us. He did not. He did get back to me later in the day, and he apologized. Like, very busy with NFL meetings and everything. So I understood all of that. That, you know, Tony Khan's a busy man. You know what I mean? And this seemed like maybe an on a whim thing for him to do. But yeah, that is one reason, the reason we went long that day. And that is why when we joke about Tony potentially joining the show, it is a joke, but there is a little bit of a credence to this joke. And maybe one day it'll happen, you know? Maybe now that this is out there, Tony will feel bad. Be like, "Oh yeah, I remember when I did not go on their show a month ago and I said I would try to make time. I owe them coming on their show. Let's hang out." So, Tony's a very nice guy, very great guy, and we'd love to have him on the show if he would like to come bullshit with us about anything for however long he has. But there you go. There's the backstory on that very long episode that we did, whatever day it was, a couple of months ago.
There you go. Could be we bring him on. I think we should make the push if we get Vanilla Baby. We should make.
Oh, I 100% think that we'll get Blake back on the show if Vanilla Baby happens.
Zeno hour saying TK-san episode.
Probably.
Said, nope. I understand it. Honestly, listen. There's a reason why we say we're better than Busted Open. We're different. Okay, we're different. Different sometimes means better, and in this case, it definitely means that. Jeremy, let's wrap it up.
Results of our poll question, Joel. Who had the better title reign between Mike Santana and Tatum Paxley? Mike Santana got 30%. Tatum Paxley got 70% of the vote. That checks out.
TV.
Yeah, she at least had the title on TV. She spun a wheel, made a deal. She got a Tatum Tuesday chant. Yeah, she at least accomplished things.
She never forgot her belt in the back.
Yeah. How do you bring up Ring of Hallucinations to TK? I literally just say, "Hey, we have this idea of Ring of Hallucinations. Can I have the pencil?"
It worked today.
Yeah. That's how we bring up Ring of Hallucinations to TK. What did we accomplish today, Joel?
We got some scoops from MLW's Court Bauer, some really cool trying new things in wrestling stuff, and I think that's really awesome. We learned that John Cena's pre-tape does not include a date. He just shows up when he wants to, but it doesn't matter anymore. Shallow Hill is the perfect Florida wrestler because he believes in everything a Florida man should, and Izzi Dame is stupid because she didn't go after the easy target for a women's championship. Oh, TK and Helwani are also best friends now.
And the biggest thing we accomplished is that Court Bauer is not a coward and did come on this show and gave us a scoop and is willing to come back on the show if this idea sucks or if it's good and he can take a victory lap.
Big ups to MLW for doing that. Go watch that show. I think it'll be a fun show. Tomorrow, Jeremy and SP3 are back to talk about all 3 hours of Dynamite, baby.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. Unless it ends in a disqualification. What if the last match ends in a DQ?
Oh.
Then it's going to be SP3 doing his own version of AE Ramble, but he's just talking to himself.
I'll be giving Thunder stats during SP3's review of Dynamite Collision.
He'll ask Jimmy Macram to come and do the show with him just for that.
We have Romeo on Spotlight tomorrow. This might be breaking news to SP3 here because Romeo showed up to Raw review the past couple of episodes. We have Romeo on Spotlight tomorrow to talk about gambling because Romeo's a big gambler as well. So Jensen and Romeo are just going to talk about all their degenerate habits going on and be like I gamble, but only a couple bucks on stuff. So I ain't got much to add to this conversation. But these degens over here, they're going to be talking about all their gambling habits.
There you go. It'll be a lot of fun. Go watch that and also check out tomorrow's episode, 10 a.m. Eastern. That's when we're live. We got clips coming. We got everything coming. So leave a thumbs up on the way out. Ladies, gentlemen, friends beyond the binary, you know who he is. You know who I am. See you in the next one. Cheers.